I'm here at WSPA, which stands for the World Society for the Protection of Animals. It's a charity that works locally and globally to help end cruelty to animals via education, fieldwork, and campaigning. I'm here talking to Olivia, who is the Public Relations Director for WSPA. So thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Could you talk a little bit about WSPA and how it got started?
Sure. WSPA, the WSPA, which we were formerly known as WSPA, right. So that's completely all right. A lot of people know us by that. We came into fruition about 25 years ago. So we've been doing work, as you mentioned, globally and locally for about 25 years to get rid of cruelty towards animals and to basically lobby government to enact laws so that animals can live a cruel-free life. Some of the campaigns that we're working on locally are the Ontario Zoo Act, which Liberal MPP David Zimmer introduced the bill in October, called the Regulation of Zoo Acts. And what that is it will put in regulations and standards at all zoos across Ontario to be able to help the animals so that they can live a cruel-free life. A lot of the times when you go to zoos, you'll see animals that are in these cages that are very small and tiny and don't give them a lot of room to move and act as if they normally would. Throughout this summer, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to some of these zoos to actually see it firsthand. And it was quite disturbing to walk into these places because you would just see these small little cages that were probably the size of somebody's garage, let's say, even smaller, a bedroom, for example. And you'd have a kangaroo that was there, which is an exotic animal that you normally wouldn't see in a zoo. And this is just somebody's backyard that you walk into, and you can literally walk up to the cage and almost put your hand through the cage to be able to touch this kangaroo, which sounds kind of neat, but really, when you think about it, the public safety concern there is that you can contract diseases.
Get bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, especially with monkeys, you can literally put your hands in and touch these monkeys. And so, it's a major concern for us for a public safety standpoint. So, and there's also escapes. So there's, you know, if an animal like a tiger or a lion escapes, I mean, the community that surrounds these places are at risk as well. This bill that that MPP David Zimmer has introduced is more localized to Ontario because actually Ontario is the worst province in Canada to have any type of law to regulate zoos. Some other jurisdictions, other provinces do have some laws that are in place, so they're not as much of a concern, but Ontario is the worst, and that's why we're targeting Ontario at this point.
So can you tell us a little bit about your Northern Dog project that you guys have been working on?
Certainly. The World Society for the Protection of Animals, along with other organizations such as the International Federation of Animal Welfare and the OSPCA, we work in northern communities to educate people about spaying and neutering their animals. What's happening right now is a lot of these communities have no way to control the overpopulation of dogs, so they have things called dog shoot days, where they will tell people who actually have animals there that are their companion to bring those animals inside for that day, that specific day that they've set up, and then will proceed to go out and basically shoot whatever dog is left roaming the street. And that's their way of controlling the dog population. And so what the WSPA is trying to do is educate these people that there is a more humane way to be able to control this by spaying, neutering your animals, keeping them inside, and just all around just trying to educate them on the proper care of animals.